again, next year, we're going to get Bitcoin to become a national strategic reserve asset. And that's going to change the landscape again. I don't think people realize how big this is. Bitcoin becoming a reserve asset for the freaking country. People don't, again, I don't think people realize how big this is. The US currently holds how many tons of gold? And because of that, other countries hold how many tons of gold? Thousands of tons of gold. You know, the US goes down this route. Other countries are going to start hoarding gold, Bitcoin as well as a reserve asset. It's going to cause a massive FOMO among countries. This is going to be massive. People don't realize this. And there are countries that are starting to talk about it, like Brazil is talking about it. But, you know that China and Russia, they're going to do it. They may not announce it, but they're probably accumulating already. This is probably the reason why China already let the Bitcoin miners come back in. They probably have some handshake deal where X amount of Bitcoin they mine has to go to the government already. You know, they're not stupid. This is massive too. You just got to think about it. There's just so much stuff happening. There's just, again, you want to load up as much as you can. Okay, this is that when Pandora's box is open for Bitcoin, kind of, and it'll never be put back in. This is that point. After we hit into the 90s, I feel like we crossed that threshold, and once we break 100, I feel like we're never turning back. We're just going to keep on going. And that notion of a super cycle that's been talked about forever, I think it's going to be a real reality. I really think so. Anyways, besides countries and sovereign states, you have companies, Mara, thinks that, we should gobble up as much Bitcoin as possible, right? But you got companies. You got another one besides MetaPlanet, which is on fire, just copying, MicroStrategy's strategy of just, raising debt and buying more Bitcoin. You have another one in Japan, Remixpoint, that's starting to do the same thing. MetaPlanet has been on fire. Their stock is up 10,000% in Japan, and they keep raising more money to buy more Bitcoin, and it's just working. Now you got another one in Japan that's doing so, and a lot more companies in the US are starting to do the same thing, and it's just going and going and going and going and going and going, and it's just working. It's just working. And just to remind you guys, even with yesterday's dip, so far in November, Bitcoin is still up 34%. This is compounding the 11% in October, compounding the 7% in September. So you add all that up, that's over 50%. That's probably 60% since September. And we still have a December to go. If we get another, let's say 20 or 30% in December, we're well above $100,000. We're going to be at 120, 130 by the end of this year. Things are going to get real crazy, real nutty, real fast. Again, that's why you don't want to sell. You want to hodl. You want to DCA as much as possible. Here's a Supertrend floor. I don't even know what a Supertrend floor is, but it has risen to $70,000, which is good. Basically, it's kind of like a moving average, so to speak, of the price of Bitcoin. And we have moving up so fast. We were stuck in that 60,000 range forever, and we have just shot up to the 90,000 range so fast. It's mind-boggling, and we're just hovering up here. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? And you know what? Right around Thanksgiving time, we generally see this. You know, I looked it up on the charts. Last year, if you go look it up, right around Thanksgiving, we had a dip. And you know what? In 2020, right around Thanksgiving, we had a dip. So this time around Thanksgiving, we had a dip. But I will argue yesterday's dip, the day before, you know what? Maybe it's related to Thanksgiving. It also, I think it was related to just wiping out a lot of leverage. We had like 600 million longs wiped out yesterday, right? I think a lot of it was due to that, just kind of clearing the board. But it's all according to, I guess it's all according to plan, or at least very similar to what has happened before. And then, you know what? We just start skyrocketing afterwards. And then, you know, there's a lot of crazy predictions, right? Charles Hoskinson yesterday said, hey, I think we're going to end somewhere between $250,000 to $500,000 by the end of this cycle yesterday, right? Actually, Cardano went up quite a lot because of that prediction. But, you know, since yesterday to today, a lot of things started going up. Ripple started going up, XRP, and it's been reported that Ripple themselves will be investing in this XRP ETP that's in Europe. And there is a Bitwise XRP ETF application that's been filed. So maybe pretty soon we will be getting a XRP ETF in no time. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe it's not gonna be this year, but like maybe by the second half of next year, we're gonna get an XRP ETF. Without the SEC to like hold them down, who knows? Maybe XRP could reach its glory days of $4 and go beyond that this cycle. Who knows? Who knows? Doge got its ETP in Switzerland. And Doge is still coming up. It's 40 something cents. It's getting closer and closer to its 2021 high of 70 cents. And Elon still loves it. And we got this new Doge initiative led by Elon and Vivek. You know, maybe that's go pump Doge to the moon. And several other memes are doing quite well.